What really sealed Anne Boleyn's fate? Was it a scandalous love affair, a political power play, or just 3 careless words? Let's unravel one of history's most compelling mysteries, the downfall of a queen. Imagine the Tudor court in 1536. King Henry VIII is desperate for a male heir, and his second wife, Queen Anne Boleyn, has only given him a daughter, the future Queen Elizabeth I. The pressure is immense. Suddenly, a court musician named Mark Smeaton is arrested and, under torture, confesses to having an affair with the Queen. This confession lights a fuse that will burn through the entire court. Following Smeaton's arrest, a wave of accusations sweeps through the palace. 5 more men, including Anne's own brother, George Boleyn, are accused of adultery with the Queen. The charges are shocking: adultery, incest, and even plotting to kill the king himself. But how strong was the evidence? Historians today widely agree it was incredibly weak, filled with contradictions and politically motivated claims. The dates of the alleged affairs often didn't even line up with where Anne was at the time. So, if she wasn't guilty, what was really going on? This is where the story gets complicated, and we have to look at the key players. First, there's King Henry himself. He had moved heaven and earth to marry Anne, even breaking with the Catholic Church to do so. But after 3 years of marriage and no son, his patience had run out. He was already eyeing his next wife, a quiet and demure lady-in-waiting named Jane Seymour. Getting rid of Anne would clear the path for a new marriage and another chance at a male heir. The charges, however flimsy, gave him the legal excuse he needed. Then there's Thomas Cromwell, the king's chief minister. Cromwell was a master political operator who had helped Henry gain power over the church. But he and Anne Boleyn were not allies. They clashed over foreign policy and, more importantly, over how the wealth seized from the monasteries should be used. Anne wanted the money to go to charity and education, while Cromwell had other plans. Some historians believe Cromwell saw Anne as a political threat and orchestrated her downfall to protect his own position and influence over the king. By framing the Queen, he could eliminate a rival and prove his unwavering loyalty to Henry. The timing of it all is also incredibly suspicious. Jane Seymour's star was rising just as Anne's was dramatically falling. Was it a coincidence? Unlikely. The court was a viper's nest of ambition, and making way for the king's new favorite would have been a priority for many. Jane represented everything Anne was not. She was gentle, submissive, and seemed more likely to provide the king with the son he craved. The stage was being set for a new queen, and the old one had to be removed. But there's one more piece to this puzzle, a moment of incredible recklessness from Anne herself. Shortly before her arrest, Anne had a heated conversation with a courtier named Henry Norris. She asked him why he hadn't married yet, and when he gave a vague answer, she joked, "You look for dead men's shoes, for if aught came to the king but good you would look to have me." In Tudor England, even hinting at the king's death was treason. Dead men's shoes. 3 simple words, likely said in jest or frustration. But in a court filled with enemies listening to every whisper, they were lethal. This remark was twisted and used against her as proof that she was plotting to kill Henry. Whether it was her own loose tongue, Cromwell's scheming, or Henry's desperate desire for a son and a new wife, the end came with terrifying speed. From her arrest to her execution, only 17 days passed. Her trial was a sham, its verdict decided before it even began. On May 19, 1536, Anne Boleyn was led to a scaffold on Tower Green. To avoid the clumsiness of an axe, a skilled swordsman was brought from France to ensure a clean death. She faced her end with a courage and dignity that impressed even her enemies, maintaining her innocence but accepting the king's judgment. So, what truly killed Anne Boleyn? Was she a victim of a vast conspiracy led by Thomas Cromwell? Was she simply collateral damage in Henry's obsessive quest for a male heir? Or did her own sharp tongue and political missteps ultimately lead to her own demise? The truth is likely a combination of all 3. She was a brilliant, ambitious woman in a world that wasn't ready for her. Her death serves as a chilling reminder of the brutal nature of Tudor politics, where power was absolute and a queen could be crowned one day and executed the next. What do you think was the main reason for Anne's fall? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this dive into history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories from the past.